Okay, so in this lesson, we will learn how we can transfer a substance material to Unreal Engine. So without further ado, let's begin. Now, here you will notice that I have this here box and why it does have this sort of a texture, like texture. The reason is that it's not using any sort of a material. Okay. Now, what if we take this box inside Substance Painter, apply some material on it, and then apply the Substance Painter material inside Unreal Engine. Now let's see how we can apply Substance Painter material inside Unreal Engine. So the same box, I brought it inside the Substance Painter and I applied the material on it. Now, if you want to learn Substance Painter, I have a detailed lesson in my on my channel for Substance Painter, Substance Designer. Okay, and also I have published a book which you can find on Amazon, and all the links are here. Okay, so you can learn from there the substances like Painter. But here I'm not going into too much detail. I will just show you what you need to do once you are done with your texturing. You will just go to the file, okay, and you will go to export textures. In the export textures, make sure the folder that you are using is set up already. So maybe I will just go to my pictures here and I will select, make a new folder here and call this SP Substance Painter. Select this folder. Okay. Now in the output templates, I will use Unreal Engine 4 packed. Okay, because I'm not using any subsurface scattering, so I will not use 4SS triple S. I will use only this one. Okay, apart from that, every other this like setting is up to you. But PNG is good, 8-bit is good, size better is to have 4K resolution. Padding is basically the borders. So I will always use infinite. Otherwise, you will have those wide edges on the seams. Okay, so to avoid that, I will use like dilation, which is infinite. Okay, now inside the materials, because it will only export one material. It's a one material object. Okay, everything is one material object, so you don't have to worry about that. Because we don't have a lot of materials here. If you have, then each one you have to go and do the settings. Now, in my project here, I don't have any emissive color. So I will uncheck the emissive color. Otherwise, it will export the emissive color as well, which is useless. Now I'm done. I will press export and it will export my materials here. Okay. Now, when I'm done, I'll go back to my Unreal Engine here, and then maybe inside my materials, I will create a new folder. Okay, and I will call this perfume box. And I will import, I will right click here, go to import option, the first option, and then I will go to my pictures and I will go to SP and I will select all these materials that are just exported. Okay. Now you will see what do we, now let's see what do we have. We have here, first of all, the base color. Now base color is like a regular color here. You can see that how it looks like. Okay. Then next we have here is our normal map. Okay, if I will go here, the more normal map, it looks like this. Okay, and let's close this. And then we have here this color, which is quite unusual. Now, what is this? If you will hover over it, it will show you this option, and it says gift box material 27, occlusion, roughness, metallic. That means 3 in 1. Occlusion is there, roughness is there, metallic is there. We don't need occlusion because Unreal Engine will use its own occlusion according to the light setup we have. But roughness and metallic is quite important. So, but I usually use occlusion at times. So if I double click on it, you can see that it is made out of 3 images and each image is saved into a different channel. So it is, if you will see, R is basically occlusion, G is basically roughness, B is basically like metallic. So if I turn this all on, so it will look like this. So O, occlusion, R, roughness, M, metallic. So to remember this, I have this abbreviation known as ORM. I call it like ORM. That means occlusion, roughness, metallic, so that you remember that. One thing we have to do in this ORM is to change one of the settings here, okay? And that settings is the sRGB. So I have to I will turn off this sRGB, but not now. I will show you in a moment what does this do, because I will show you with the sRGB on first, then I will show you what like the result without the sRGB on. So let's close this for now. And I will just go here, right click anywhere in this window and go to the material option and call this material perfume box, not box, box. Okay. Now I will double click on this perfume box. First of all, let's drag and drop it on this box here. So directly it will affect if once I will apply it. So I will drag and drop here. So you can see that it's using the perfume box material here. Okay. Now I will double click it here. Go back to my content drawer and I will take my base color and put RGB in the base color. Then I will take my normal map and I will put the normal map in the normal map here. Okay. So you can see the texture is now appearing. Now I will take my this ORM, the 3-in-1. Okay. So as I said, the R is ambient occlusion. O. Okay. So I will take this occlusion and take the R and connect it to the ambient occlusion. G is the roughness, which is R. So I will take the G and connect it to the roughness. B is the metallic, means M. So I will connect it to the metallic here. Okay. And I will save this from here. Okay. Let's dock it here so that we can go back and forth wherever we want. And I can close this plugins. And now let's take this from here and rotate it so we can see what's going on here. Okay. Now here you can see that the material is kind of a little bit shinier, or it doesn't look too much like what do we have here. Okay. Because it's more matte, not too shiny. So why this is happening here? Because by default, it is become like our material is using the sRGB for the occlusion, roughness, and metallic. So what I can do here is that if you will go back here, okay, and if you will see this is basically our ORM. Okay. Now, if I will go directly in the ORM, this like our occlusion, roughness, and metallic, you will see that sRGB is on. If I would turn this off, okay, and then save it, and then go back to the perfume box, I will have the error. Why? Because I have removed the like sRGB from there. So what I have to do, I have to take this from here, and in the sampler type, okay, if you will see here, it is following the color. So instead of color, I will choose linear color. So as soon as I will choose linear color, it will change to a regular linear color, and then I will save it. And then it will give me the exact color information here. So sometimes you will see that your colors are very, very bright, or you can say too glossy, and it doesn't look realistic. So you will have like a really, you can say like inaccurate like result. But now we have fixed that, so it doesn't look that good. Let's deselect everything so that we can see how our result is like the lighting looks like. So this is how you can apply different sort of lights here and use them as 3-point light. Like we have key light, we have top rim light, or we have our fill light, and this is how the result is. Plus, to control the exposure to control and to give it a more realistic look, we can use the post-process volume here. So instead of applying this post-process effect in Photoshop or any other software, you can directly use the post effects inside the Unreal Engine. So I hope that this tutorial is clear now to how to do a product visualization. So maybe you can try different sort of experiments with it and see how the result will look like. So I hope you have comprehended the concept of transferring substance material into Unreal Engine. So I will stop here.
If you have not subscribed to my channel yet, please do it now and don't forget to hit the bell icon. By the way, I have noticed that many of you are watching my videos without subscribing. So let's change that. Subscribe to my channel and be the part of the interactive community. Now, here's something really important I want to talk about. Please do not download my videos. Just watch them online. When you download them, it messes up my watch time hours. And that's a bummer. I want to keep creating awesome videos, but it's demotivating when I lose out on those stats. Thanks a bunch for your support. You guys rock. Catch you all in the next video.